Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining. We'll start the event shortly. A very good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be a moderator for the event today. I am Akshita Garg, and on behalf of IIMT College of Management, would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to join us today. IIMT College of Management has organized an online FTP on recent advancements and emerging technologies in the area of education and research. We hope you will learn a lot from today's event, and we have lined up for you to be fruitful and engaging. The Faculty Development Program are specific programs designed for faculty members with the aim of developing the pedagogical and research skills of the participants. FTP coordinators at IIMT College of Management works with the objective of organizing long-term development programs for the faculty members of management institutes. A package of rich inputs by experienced resource persons enhances the teaching and research capabilities, and a set of practical exposure-based discussion improves the knowledge of the participants, which makes them fit in today's highly competitive academic arena. Now, to begin this program, I feel extremely honored to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Amit Rai, BBA Dean, IIMT College of Management, Greater Noida, on the topic Exposure to MOOC Platforms. Being a competent and dynamic professional, Dr. Rai offered over 16 plus years of rich exposure across teaching, management, data science, engineering subjects. An accomplished educator with demonstrated ability to teach, motivate, and direct students while maintaining high interest and achievement. At present, consulting both academic and corporate simultaneously, and deeply involved and working for the betterment of higher education with the enhancement of employability of each and every techno management aspirant. We heartily welcome you, sir, to begin with today's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Akshita, for giving the brief introduction about me. I hope I am audible to everyone. And today's session is all about the massive open online courses. And I used to teach with the help of writing and the writing instruments. So I would request you all the participants to keep your pen and paper with you. And I'm promising you that I would keep you yourself busy while making the notes. So I'm going to share some screen and some kind of writing stuff with you. As you are know, myself, Dr. Amit Rai, Faculty of Management and Chemical Science. And today, the topic of our discussion is massive open online courses. But my first question is with you, that what is the need, objective, and learning outcome of today's topic. Why should we discuss this topic today? And after discussion of this topic, what we are supposed to get? So, if we talk about the precursors before the digital age, somewhere 1920 to 2000 or 2K, the education are were probably divided into two parts. That was regular classroom program, and the second mode was distance or correspondence medium of education. Then, after the emergence of Web 2.0 technology and 3G, 4G networks, it was realized that the technologies are changing swiftly at a very speedy rate, and the information are reaching to the community on a very speedy or in an accelerating way. So to cope up with that change or to uh, establish the relationship with the changes and the academic process, another platform is required, and that platform was first coined by Massachusetts Institutes of Technology, that was Landcraft University of Cambridge, and the three professor of that university has developed a online platform for the dissemination of the knowledge, and the purpose of collaboration and sharing of knowledge among the students community worldwide, they created a online learning platform, open educational resources, and so 2000 onwards, the concept of MOOCs were created. So the MOOCs are of two types: C MOOCs and X MOOCs. We will discuss this later, what is C MOOCs and X MOOCs. But before doing this, we will go what is MOOC. So for that, we will go again. I hope that my screen is visible to you. Here you can see the emergence of YouTube, the emergence of technology of podcasting, the emergence of advisory, the emergence of cloud computing, the emergence of Word, the emergence of wiki spaces, the emergence of blogs, the emergence of social bookmarking, Dropbox, and group tools. Given the concept of online education, so the goals of online education is problem solving, that must be problem centric. Problem centric means what? The problem identification. If we measure the problem or define the problem accurately or precisely, then we can go for the solution. Then after problem solving, one more concept is storytelling, presenting, brainstorming, collaborative writing, journaling, and discussion. And all these phenomenon are possible just because of emergence of web 2.0 technology, internet, and the audiences, those who were willing to learn. So emergence of web 2.0 technology, internet, and audiences, those who were willing to learn, and the speed of the technology, like we had upgraded from 3G to 4G, that developed a platform where the people, those who are having the zeal to grow in their career, those who are having zeal to learn new technology, those who are having the zeal to participate in the all kind of technological or technical events, so they feel a need where they can exercise their knowledge, when they can apply their knowledge, whatever they have learned, they share their learning abilities, they share their research on a common platform. For that purpose, a concept of MOOC were generated by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that is earlier Land Grant University of Cambridge, in 1990 or 2000. So, from where a man whose name was Andrew Ng. I do have that you have heard the name of Andrew Ng. Andrew Ng was the chief scientist of Baidu search engine of China. Baidu search engine of China, and the global head of Google, created a online learning platform by the name of Coursera. When he started the platform Coursera, the Andrew Ng doesn't have the expectation that the people will take this Coursera platform on, and all of a sudden the Coursera becomes too popular amongst the people, those who are seeking such platform where they can sharp or fabricate their knowledge. So here for an online platform, we have to find out the managing transition of individual level. While designing the course, we have to figure out the need and technological advancement experienced by the corporate or industry, because the MOOCs would not be able to solve the purpose of the learner at very beginning level. Because if I talk about the executive education, the people, those who are having some previous knowledge or having some experience in that particular segments, they can correlate their experiences with the content, and by correlating the previous experiences and the content of MOOCs, they can extract the meaningful information. But if I talk about an individual who doesn't have any kind of work experience or doesn't have any kind of knowledge or previous knowledge, if he or she starts to learn from MOOCs, so due to lack of previous knowledge or due to lack of the work experiences, they would not be able to correlate the content with the requirements, and then MOOCs will only give you a kind of text or some information, and that would not going to solve the purpose of learning. So if I talk about the MOOCs, so while we're deciding the MOOCs, massive open online courses, we have to find out the skills and capacities, what kind of previous knowledge the audience should have, and while deciding the course, we have to find out up to what scale that skills can be enlarged, what would be the motivations factor or incentives behind that course the audience would supposed to see, and after that motivation or incentive, that latent motivation or intensive push the audience towards the that particular course, that you should do this course. If you do this course, your skills would be get sharp, and after getting these skills, you may go for the promotion in your job, or you may go for salary hike. You will get more and more opportunities to grow in your career, rather in terms of monetary terms, rather in terms of uh, requisition or acquisition. The people will simply able to recognize your work. You will save your time by doing smart working, and you would be the noticed by all. So that purpose, the MOOCs is very much uh, helpful for the executive educations, because if we talk about the executive education, the people, those who are in the segment of executive education, they are having the work experience of at least 10 to 15 year of work experience, or rather than 5 or 6 year of work experience. By working, they can easily figure out what is the demand of that particular time? On what skill should I put more or more focus? On what skills should I emphasize more so that I can do the work effectively? So the first MOOC which were commercialized, there is three names that you are would be able to see on your screen: edX, Coursera, and Udacity. These three are edutech companies. edX, that gives certification, and that certification is also count in your college credits. They also provide certain kind of financial aids to you, and that protected examination. Same for the Coursera too, certification. And apart from certification, they have also tie up with the certain universities and the colleges and some edutech companies where you complete your credit hours, and after the completion of your credit hours, you get your certification. But here is one thing that I am against of it, that whatever degree, whatever mark sheet, whatever certificate you have earned is simply a scrap of paper if it is not backed by you. जो भी सर्टिफिकेट, जो भी मार्कशीट, जो भी डिग्री आपने अर्न की है, इफ यू आर नॉट डीलिंग विद दैट स्किल्स, और अगर आप उसको प्रूव नहीं कर पाते हो, तो सिंपली वो सर्टिफिकेट, वो कागज या वो डिग्रीज या डिप्लोमा जो भी आपने अर्न किया है, वो फिर किसी काम के होते नहीं है. सो द ओनली पर्पस to develop the MOOCs by the academician was the only objective that skilling the human resource. Might be you have heard the name of SWAM. This SWAM is nothing but it's simply a study waves of active learning for young aspiring minds. Study waves of active learning of young and aspiring minds. So, for a study, S, web, W, active, A, Y, A, M. That is SWAM. It's a MOOC where massive online open courses are available. For that, the courses, those who are available on SWAM, are controlled by the national coordinator, like National Programming for Technology Enhancement Learning. Once again, I am repeating, National Program for Technology Enhancement Learning. National Coordinator of SWAM portal is India Council for Technical Education, Consortium of Education Community, Indian Institute of Management Bangalore, UGC, University of Grant Commission, IGNU, Indira Gandhi National Open University, NITTR, that stands for National Institute of Technical Teacher Training and Research. Once again, I am saying National Institute for Technical Teacher Training Research, and NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, and NCERT, National Council for Educational Research of Teaching and Education. So, if we talk about the school education MOOC, we have two platforms, NIOS and NCERT. If we talk about the out of school education for UG program. We may go for IGNOU or we may go for NITTR. If I talk about the credit based course, then for credit based course, the NPTEL is one of the best platform where you can go for the credit based courses, and that credit based courses give your certification through exam, and the examination were conducted by these parent institutes like IITs and IIMs, and after the completion of that particular course or certification, you will get the completion certificates. So if we talk about the technical credit based course system, these two platform gives you technical education credit based MOOCs courses, that IIMB, it gives you the MOOCs platform for management education, and this UGC gives you non-technical programs or non-credit based program, such as awareness program and all. So here I have given you some knowledge about what is MOOC and why MOOC is stand for. Apart from that, we'll go for the pros and cons of MOOCs education. Here I tell you in the previous slide, the University of Grant Commission non-technology postgraduate degree program, National Program or Technology Enhancement Learning, Technical Engineering UG and PG degree programs, Consortium for Educational Communication, Non-Technology Undergraduate degree programs, IGNOU Diplomas and Certificate programs, NCERT School Education Program from class 9 to 12th, National Institute of Open Schooling Out of School Children program from class 9 to 12th. IIM Bangalore is strictly related to the management programs only. National Institute of Technical Teacher Training, again, it's a both technical and non-technical also. So in MOOCs, some edutech companies are involved to generate more and more amount of money. If we talk about Coursera, if we talk about EdSec, if I talk about Udacity, if I talk about Udemy, if I talk about plural sites, there are so many, MOOCs platforms or EdTech companies platforms are available where you can learn and grow in your professional career. But the concept of MOOCs was totally different, and this is the slide which gives you the clear picture of why the MOOCs stand for. That is massive open online course. The massive open means what? It doesn't have any kind of limitation of registration. They may have the students up to 100, 1,000, 10,000 or 1 lakh or even more. And it is open for all. It doesn't require any kind of specification, and it is open for all. You can get enrolled in any MOOC courses. It doesn't matter whether you are the science graduate or whether you are the commerce graduate or you are the art graduate. But if you have the uh, zeal of learning, if you are having any kind of appetite of learning, then you can get enrolled yourself up to the area of your interest. And by enrolling themselves, you can start your learning. So registration would be the open for all. The contents are open. It doesn't cost anything from you. If we talk about the portal, SWAM portal, where the 9 national coordinators are there, as I told you, NPTEL, AICTE, NCTE, and ITTR, UGC. These are the 9 coordinators who design their courses, and all the courses that are available on SWAM portal that are absolutely free. If we talk about these courses, you can learn at your own pace. You can learn new skill up to your area of interest. And for certification process, in some national coordination program, some certification require the examination fees. So sometimes the MOOCs courses available on SWAM are free, and in some courses it requires certification fees. And the certification fees required or taken by these MOOCs platform is also quite nominal, where you can easily get enrolled for the program, and after successful completion of the program, you may have to clear the passing scores, and after getting the passing scores, a certificate would be given to you. So it is open for all. Then online. Here you may have some doubt whether the online education is as much effective as the traditional classrooms are. Then local cohorts, matlab local gathering. Suppose I am residing in Indians. So by residing in India, I know Indians mentality. I know what kind of skilling do they have, where they can learn the things more easily while correlating with that particular live example. So in MOOCs, the local cohorts is somewhere missing. So the people, those who are residing in Pakistan, China, Indonesia, or whosoever or whichsoever part of the world, he can get the access of that particular online courses, and their traditions, their culture, their belief system, sometimes it is different. So they are not able to connect themselves so effectively as the local one do in the traditional classrooms. So here the MOOCs somehow get less effective, if we say. So real-time interaction is also missing in online program. Suppose right now I am teaching you and I couldn't see your faces on 15-inch screen. I hardly to see only 20 or 25 images up to 3 by 4 inches. So it doesn't get the feeling that I am connected with you or you are connected with me. Maybe possible that some of the people have opened their phone and they are watching their Facebook or WhatsApp. So I am not getting whether you are taking the insight of that lecture or not, whether you are able to learn anything from this lecture or not, or whether I am able to deliver up to your experience or not. So there is certain limitation in online courses that it is somehow doesn't fit as per as concerned about the students and faculty live interactions. The next advantage, if I talk about it, is self-paced. Self-paced means it depends on you at what time you are supposed to learn, at what time you open your laptop according to your conveniences. You open your laptop, you put your notes, and After putting your notes, you will mug it or you will grasp it, and then you can sum up your learning activity. So it is self-paced. It goes according to your convenient time, and after that there is no start and end dates. Here you can earn the badges. You can earn the badges. There are so many sites like claims. There is a sites claims where you can go for the earn the badges, and for that what you have to do, they have their own questions, and that question are absolutely up to that level where the more and more conceptual clarity is required. You can't mug the question and go there and you put the answer and you get the badges. These sites like claims and all are too sophisticated if I talk about the passing of examination. So if I have the conceptual clarity about that particular subject, then I can register myself for that particular badge and I will go to give the examination. And once the examination cleared by me, I will get the badge and I can claim the badges. So that badges is quite impressive if you want to add it in your resume. So next is role of instructor is again here is a question mark. Role of instructor. A blind side of learning is is there. Some of the MOOCs program is previously recorded and now it is uploaded over the websites. Maybe when it was recorded, that technology was in practice, but after passing of the time, the technology keep on modifying or improving themselves. So the instructor has to upload the updated session of their lecture rather than the previous one. So here the role of instructor is quite important. The courses done previously, they has to be go for frequent updation as per the technology advancements are concerned. Learning community. I do say that learning and teaching is self-driven. It doesn't matter how many good books you have, in how many MOOCs portal you have registered for yourself. Until or unless you don't have your need to learn and your basic instinct to learn, that would not going to solve the purpose of your learning. इससे मतलब नहीं है कि आपने कितने MOOCs में अपने आप को रजिस्टर्ड कर रखा है. इससे भी कोई मतलब नहीं है कि आपके ड्रॉज में कितनी अच्छी किताबें पढ़ी हैं. जब तक आप उन MOOCs को पढ़ेंगे नहीं या उन किताबों को आप ओपन करके उसको एक बार रीड नहीं करेंगे, that will not be able to give you any kind of knowledge.
तो इन्होंने मेरे ख्याल से ऑनलाइन तो किया नहीं है.
Am I audible to everyone and my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Find your reason or goal to take a MOOC. Your interest, your curiosity, your inspiration, choosing a career, promotion or work benefits. So these are the needs, and that need push you towards the MOOC, that you should do some massive open online courses. Because if we talk about some executive people, those who are the in the age limit of 35 or 45, they won't have so much time to get themselves enrolled in a regular college mode, because they are get themselves engaged with their jobs, and they already busy with their previous assignments and their job duties and all. So they won't have so much time so that they could again go to the college and they keep learning the new things that are currently growing the market. So what they will do, they would go for the MOOC program where they can learn according to their convenience and according to their own paced learning, because they have already simultaneously or parallelly other works to do. Or somehow the students, those who are already studying in a particular college, but somehow some topics are not very much clear to him or her in their college, so again they would go for online search. But all these factors were missing in earlier days. If we talk about the precursor age from 1920 to 2000, because that time the internet was not so much popular, there would be a lack of infrastructure. If we talk about, the computers are very few in numbers, and those days the computer were considered to be a status symbol. बहुत कम लोगों के घर में computers होता था. Then with the emergence of smartphones, now you all are having a mini computers within your hand. It doesn't matter whether you are in the age group of 18 or whether you are in the age group of 14 or whether you are in the age group of 45. You would all have a mini computers in your hand on which you can get access of any website where you want by the using your browser. You can access any sites of any college throughout of the world, and from that phenomenon you can get the your answers for which you are looking for. So you all are having a mini computer in your hand on which you can access the courses. And if I talk about my own choice, I really prefer to go first to go for myself the reading of book, and after reading the book, if I find any kind of doubt, I go for YouTube. On YouTube there are plenty of freelancers and those who are making the videos, and they are uploading their videos, and some of the videos are quite interesting and very well explained, that gives too much conceptual clarity about that particular subject. So these facilities, those who are available right now, somewhere it was missing earlier in 90s. So MOOCs is one of the best things the present generation have as far as concerned about the upscaling and scaling and fabricating their ideas. So, but again, it needs a zeal where you can learn, and these are the factor that motivates you to get yourself enrolled for MOOCs courses. How would you enroll? Create your account with your email, enroll, start learning, and this is your objective. But here, if I talk about 100 students registered, only 5% of students out of 100 completed their certification, just because because they couldn't connect with the course or the instructor. And if they couldn't connect with the course and couldn't connect with the instructor, they feel lack of belongingness, and due to that lack of belongingness they couldn't complete the course, and they left the courses in the midway and remain unskilled. So the connectivity is one of the biggest issue that MOOCs is facing in the present time, because lots of students are registering themselves, but somehow only 5 to 10% students or the executive people get their education complete or their certification complete, and rest 90 or 95% leave the courses in the midway because somehow either they couldn't connect with the teacher or they couldn't connect with the content. And in that way, the objective of MOOC to learn or to dissemination of the knowledge or to make the people aware about the new upcoming technologies or mass educating the people somehow compromised. So I'm going to the next slide. My next slide is totally about what I have told you. This is the exponential growth of MOOCs. Due to easy access of MOOCs, where you can enroll yourself by having a simple email ID, and you all are having internet in your mobile phones, you all are having the browsers in your mobile phone. Nowadays computer is the your fundamental need. Now it is not a status symbol. In every house, in every school or every college, plenty of computer systems are there. So due to the easy availability of the infrastructure that is required to get enrolled yourself in the MOOCs, the exponential growth is observed. But the first MOOC would be developed by Andrew Ng, that is the father of neural network, and he is head of the Google brain right now. And with that course era, he get the familiarity among the professionals, and the professionals somehow get their recognition of their certification in their professional life. So with that growth and that recognition of MOOCs gives the exponential growth of MOOCs platform. Now so many companies, as I told you, Educare, Pluralsight, Udemy, Udacity, and Emeritus, and Simply Learn. There are so many sites, those are available, which is giving online education. Some of them are giving these courses at affordable cost. Some of the platforms are giving this education at free of cost, and some of them are giving in association with or in club with the premier institutes of India like IITs and IIMs, and for that they charge huge amount of money. So somehow that massive open online courses are increasing the enrollment. But as I told you earlier, due to the lack of relationship established by the content or to connect with the instructor is missing, due to which the students leave the courses in a midway and do not complete their courses and do not get the certification. These are the four quadrants. If we talk about competency development, if I want to get the competitive advantage in my organization, if I want to get my work should be recognized within my organization, so where should I go to learn new things? At the age of 45 or 50, I can't feel myself comfortable to get sit in the students who are in the age of 20 or 25, because they have a different mindset
Clear? And at the age of 45, I am having the different mindset. So the people, those who are not fit themselves in the younger education learning group, they can go for the executive education and they can go for the MOOCs also for competency development. Similarly, access to opportunities, or opportunities, if there are any new opening is there, and for that a particular skills is required, and now I already doing the job and I can't make myself free in 9 to 5 working hour, so that I couldn't get myself enrolled in any college. For that, what we can do? So there is online platform is available in terms of massive open online courses where I can go after the office hours at 6, 7, 8 according to my convenience, and I open my laptop and start learning with the laptop. But again, here the honesty, sincerity is always matter, because I told you earlier, if you are not honest and if you are not going with the pace of the learning, then it doesn't matter in how many MOOCs you have enrolled yourself and how many scrap you have collected. That doesn't give you any kind of boost. That doesn't give you any kind of boost, because if you have completed the course but even you don't have any knowledge about that particular course and you couldn't answer the question asked by the experts from that particular course, so that thing won't give you any kind of promotion, price of or recognition of your work. So it's better that you should do your course. It doesn't matter you are going for the online education or you are going for the offline education, but the honesty and the zeal to learn must be there, so that you can learn the things up to the highest accuracy. As I told you in the beginning of the session, that massive open online courses is open education resources was the idea first coined by the three people of Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that was the earlier land grant University of Cambridge, and they generate that concept just because they want more and more students should go for that open education resources, and they learn some new idea, they learn some new concept, and by learning and doing that new idea or concept, they can go for the betterment of human societies, and they come up with the new idea, those who can satisfy the human problems in a very precise or accurate way, and they have more better solution for the humans problem. For that particular objective, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology opened the open education resources, which is commercialized by the Andrew Ng, the neural network. I can say it is the one of the best computer science engineer, and he is the head of Google Brain. And if I am talking about the Google Brain, that means it is simply replicating the human brain behavior. He is a very brilliant. If you go to the YouTube and you go to search about Andrew Ng, you will find the plethora of lecture that belongs to neural network, artificial neural network, convolutional neural network, recombinant neural network. So he is gem of the neural network if I talk about. So first, he founded the Coursera. He is the founder of Coursera. And on Coursera, he sold the education of technical courses like neural network, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, and price strategy modeling. There were so many courses on 2015 and 16. And from Coursera, then the new companies were came into the market, Udacity, Coursera, and now there are so many platforms are available where you can go for the online education system. So here is the list where you can go for the free of cost or where you have to go for partial payment of fees. it is easily. For edX, it is non-profit organization. Coursera, no, it is not a non-profit. It is a particularly profit. Udacity, it is also made for profit. Udemy for profit. Fees free to access. They give you partial access. They give you 1 or 2 lecture free of cost, and for the continuation they charge certain amount of money from you. Definitely they have certification fees. So it is call of a day from my side. Now it is open for the question answer session. If you have any question, please let us know.
Thank you so very much, sir. We have some time left before we move forward with another session lined up for today. So I'll seek permission from everyone to proceed further with Q&A session. The forum is open for everyone to ask and seek answers for the questions.
Dilip Kumar Moria, just unmute yourself and ask your question, please. In earlier days, I have listened a quote from my teachers. Some study, some confusion, more study, more confusion, no study, no confusion. Dilip Kumar Moria, if you
I
have
will
any
request
question, you
Girija
can.
ma'am to please ask a question.
Sir, before anyone asks, I have one question to be asked. How do we ensure and measure the quality of the MOOC?
As I told you earlier, the degree certificate doesn't prove that you are the educated one or the best one. Your practical knowledge will make you possible that the things done up to the absolute accuracy. So degree and certification is simply a eligibility criteria, but the degree and certificate never speak by themselves only. The individual that who have earned the certificates and degree by the virtue of their hard work, they have to back their certificate, they have to back their degrees by the virtue of knowledge do they have. जो भी नॉलेज आपके पास है उस नॉलेज के थ्रू आप अपने सर्टिफिकेट को डिफेंड करेंगे. The paper itself doesn't have any capability to defend themselves.
Sure, sir.
Sir, I have a question, if you allow.
Please.
Sir, what would be the best way, say, suppose if we go for a blended learning for our students, so which platform would be the best one? Since you have mentioned all the platforms, what would be the best one to go for a blended learning for students? Like we are doing in hybrid teaching, so we can always enhance our teaching with all these platforms. So what would be the best one where we can help our students to gain more?
That I told you earlier that the MOOCs are particularly thing for those students, those who are self-motivated. As of now, we are doing the online education. It's an alternative way or is a mimic of behavior that somehow we couldn't connect the students physically. So we come up with the alternative way on online education. And this online education is not meant for the people, those who are in the age group of 15, 16 or 20s because they are not so mature that they could connect to the faculty. There is exception. Some of the students are quite serious. Some of the students are quite genuine. They are much more focused about the career, and no doubt, they are getting the benefit from this kind of platform. But if we talk about 95%, rest 95% for there is a kind of compulsory attendance for that they are joining. Other than they are not joining this platform for getting the real-time education. So for as far as
Okay, thank
concerned
you so
about
much.
the blended learning model, the blended learning model is strictly meant for the executive education in the people, those who are working and those who are having the prior work experience only. The blended learning model is not meant for the students, those who are having the either in class 12th or those who are doing the graduation, because there is a certain lack of the maturity level where they couldn't connect with their future needs. They are in the highest stage of their energy, and for them उस टाइम उनको ये नहीं मालूम पड़ता कि उनके लिए क्या बेटर है क्या नहीं है. वो अपने एक अलग ही जोन जिसे आप कहते हैं कंफर्ट जोन में रहना पसंद करते हैं.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I would request Jagpal sir to kindly ask his question. Sir, you are a presenter now. Please ask a question.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm audible?
Yeah, you are very much audible, Jagpal sir.
Sir, I have been using MOOC for many years, like EDX, Coursera. In fact, I have been moderator on some of the EDX courses that run by IIT Bombay programs.
Definitely, sir.
But what I found that people lose interest, the learner lose interest if the courses are not instructor led. They are self-paced.
Please.
Either they are self-paced or the content is not up to the mark. Then only people lose the interest. As for my experience, yes, please.
Please. First you finish, then I will speak.
Okay. In my experience, I conducted an FDP through Genomia model in May 2020. There were almost 80 people, all faculty members from across India, and 2 people from the US. Out of that, almost 40 people, they developed their own LMS after learning through my FDP. That was 4-week program conducted by me as a whole and soul. No other person was there as a resource. But what I found, if it is the dynamic learning, instructor learning, people can learn, people can devote time.
Definitely, sir. You are absolutely right. The people, those who are having the interest to learn new things, they can learn.
I developed an LMS. I'm using this LMS in my organization from last 4 years to conduct our online classes on Genome platform, which runs very smoothly. There are almost 70 to 80% attendance I found in my courses. We run BBA, MBA, BCom, and other courses. But that is basically how you develop interest in learning and teaching of the students. But dropping out, as you mentioned, 5% only able to complete.
Yeah.
In fact, I can say in my experience, 30%, 30 plus. So what do you like to say? Whether we can use LMS as a spoke or only in MOOC?
No, as you told you that LMS is learning management system.
Yes.
So you have developed the learning management system on which platform?
Genomio, G-N-O-M-I-O.
G-N-O-M-I-O.
MIO.
Okay. So, sir, you ever heard about the Moodle, sir?
Yeah, of course. Moodle
So Moodle
Cloud,
is
I am
also a
moving in Moodles.
learning management system.
Yes.
So the learning management system is simply providing you a platform between you and the people, those who want to learn. It's simply a platform. And how much they would learn, it depends on the content that you are supposed to deliver and
Okay.
their own interest, what they want to learn. Suppose I am just giving you this lecture, and at the present time, we do have near about 267 attendee. Out of 267 attendee, how much candidate were listening to me effectively, I can't say. So one thing, it doesn't matter how effectively I am teaching or how badly I am delivering. If the students, those who are attending the lecture or those who have joined the program, until or unless they own have their self zeal to learn, we can't say that we can make our lecture effective. It's a two-way process, sir. One-way process, it's a two-way process. A single teacher or a single student couldn't make the session worthwhile. We have to go hands on our hands in a parallel way.
So that is very understood, and I totally agree with you. But what I'm trying to say, whether we are using MOOC or Spoke, SPOC, through LMS, that was my point. We are bound to ask students to perform through the quizzes, through the games, through the scenarios, through the surveys. If they are not able to do, we can ask them for re-exam. They have to perform. And LMS, which being used by me as a spoke, small private online courses to run my own regular courses that are being running in my institute. The students are bound to complete, bound to perform. They get the marks out of all those. Then only we are somehow required to just push them one more step ahead. It is not
Sir,
simply they are
I
interested.
want to ask one thing from you.
Yeah, please.
After the completion of your online courses, how many questions you are supposed to ask from your students? It's a multiple type question.
It could be even anything.
Hmm.
It could be
It
through games.
might be okay.
It could be through crosswords.
Okay.
It could be essay type. In multiple choice questions,
Okay.
there are 10 different types. Calculated
Hmm.
multiple, then
So what you do if
real-time quiz.
a students attempt the exams and couldn't succeed, then do you change the question or they has to go for the same kind of question paper?
Sometimes we change the questions, but sometimes they are asked to reattempt.
So
And we ensure
if
that they
I
are
talk,
not copying.
say similarly, what I'm saying, we can't change the question paper every time in online or
Yes.
MOOC or education. Here the students get the benefit. Once he failed, he can go for the reattempt of examination. And when he or she is reattempting the examination, he or she knows better that in previous attempt I have attempted that particular option and this was wrong. So somehow they may get the benefit of doubt that they have the previous knowledge about their question paper, and once they see the question paper they google the answers, and after googling the answer they can put the correct option in our multiple choice questions. So somewhere, if we talk about the National Programming Technical Enhancement Learning, NPTEL, so
Sure.
NPTEL is doing much more effective work in that MOOC education because they teach you and they give you the home assignments. But whenever the examination conduction is all about, they call the student up to their own center where the examination process will be carried out by the NPTEL people, and that exam would be carried out in such a way that if you have not gone through the content with absolute or precisely, then we won't be able to clear the examination and they doesn't repeat the question at all.
Sir, in fact, I want to add 3 different points. We ensure
Please.
safe exam browser practices. Question, if they are asked to repeat, reattempt, we shuffle the quizzes among questions and within the question. That way, if they are not serious, they will not be able to answer. Thirdly, we also ask indirect questions. They will not be found normally on the Google. 3 steps we take.
So how many questions do you have in your one question paper after completion of one module? How many questions you are supposed to have in
Generally,
your
we conduct
one module?
every unit 130 questions activity.
130.
30 only, 30.
30. Okay.
So mostly there are 4 units and we conduct almost 120 questions plus one midterm. About 60 questions in 60 minutes. If they try to open other browser, they will not be allowed. They will be just logged out simply.
Definitely. But they have their own another device too, sir. You can log down, you can log the one screen of one particular system, but you can't log their mobile phones or the other system present in the same room, or maybe possible that their friend is sitting in front of him and he is also give the inputs about the answers. You can lock the screen of one system only, na sir? So
So that we
somehow,
can find out, generally from the IP addresses. If there are 2 same IP address, if they're sitting side by side, mostly they are going to use same hotspot.
okay, if they are chatting through the WhatsApp, then
but still
they are sitting
there are
in
chances.
2 different remote location, and they are sir. There is one day. Every system, every courses, every phenomenon has certain pros and cons. We
Yeah, of
can't
course.
say that our system is 100% proof. As I told you earlier, if the students are willing to learn, it doesn't matter whether they do have the resources, it doesn't matter whether they have the online classes facility or internet, because the people, those who have not the internet facility, those who are not having the so many good libraries earlier, even the Thomas Alva edition, given the uh, biggest innovation of the century, that is electric bulb. On that electric bulb nowadays we have CRO, cathode rays oscillation tube, which is used in so many medical devices. Earlier it was used in computers also. Now the CRO modification is diode and triode, then its further modification is ट्रांजिस्टर्स. तो अगर एडिसन ने वो बल्ब नहीं बनाया होता, तो उस टाइम द इंटरनेट ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन इज नथिंग वर देयर, इवन द गुड लाइब्रेरी वर नॉट देयर. So willingness to learn the things is the most important. It doesn't matter what platform is all about. Some of the students get their essence of knowledge while sitting in the classroom. Even some of the students, those who are sitting in the IIT-IIMT itself, doesn't deal with the quality of education because they are not willing to learn. So willingness is one of the most important thing that Jagbal Sahab we should have. If we talk that you told that you taught in faculty development program, and out of that 30% students have prepared their own learning management system. Hats off to you, sir. I thankful to you, because if the 30% students have capable to develop their own learning management system, so it's very recommended work. Because if I give you the MIT survey conducted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, they are saying that only 5% students complete the courses, rest 95% of the students leave the course in a mid-half.
Can I add last point?
Definitely, Jaspal Sahab.
And we can discuss MIT and dynamic learning, dynamic instructor-led courses, their difference.
Definitely.
They're the recorded lectures, but here, as an individual, we are taking the live sessions. each day 2-3 hours. That way, that could happen. And there are people who learn their own LMS applying their in colleges. In fact, many people who are here, I can name them, but one name is Ma'am Menka Sharma. She had been in one of the FDP that were conducted 2020 on Moodle itself. So she can even tell better than what I'm saying because she's
The
independent.
Moodle is one of the biggest platform of learning management system and having
Yes.
plenty of option. If you go through the Moodle, there would be the plenty of option that you can customize according to your need. And if I'm not wrong, at present the Moodle is one of the best learning management system that is open source. You can customize it according to your own need. So Moodle is also is one of the best.
And free version can have up to 100 courses and up to 500 students, learner rather. Free version. That is basic tariff, basic plan.
Share it with also, sir. We should also learn from your spoke.
And last point, sir, but not the least, even we can conduct analysis through stats on a quiz conducted by the teacher and attempt in single by all the learners. We can identify whether learning happened or not through two indexes, discrimination index and facilitation index. There are two indexes that can develop automatically. There 10 to 12 page report generated on the quiz outcome, whether learning had happened or not. One can analyze that. Precondition that only one attempt and they should not interact with each other. You can tell question level, was it simple, was it hard, was it average, or learning was happening or not. That's the spirit of the
That
Moodle.
that is previously programmed, na sir. You have to explain the system up to what level. It is a beginner level, moderate level, or it's a advanced level. You have to give the pre-execution or command to the Moodle that up to what level this question is all about. So according to that, due to the predefined programming, they give you the responses of your questions or the result analysis that you are seeking about.
On this one from my side, sir. Thank you. I took
Thank you,
a lot
Jagpal
of
sir.
time
Thank
of
you.
yours.
No, thank you, Jagpal sir. Thank you. Thank you for the cooperation. Praveen
Thank,
or anybody else who
thank,
have the questions that
Thank you so very much, Amit sir. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful session. On behalf of IIMT College of Management, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Rai, for taking time off his busy schedule and making his presence here. Thank you so very much, sir. Sincere thanks to the backend team who handled the event throughout. A wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants who made the event a memorable one. Finally, I would like to thank all of you present here for making the time to be with us today and helping us making this event a grand success. Thank you one and all. Thank you so very much for joining today.
thank you.
Pravneet ma'am, I would request you to kindly join in. Pravneet ma'am, are you there? We are starting with our next session. I would request you to kindly be there. Our guest is already here. Within 5 minutes, we'll be starting with the session. Very good afternoon, Deepak sir. Are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Welcome, sir. So, moving ahead with our session, it is it is my pleasure to introduce you to our speaker for the second afternoon session, Professor Dr. Deepak Kumar. So, Dr. Deepak Kumar is professor at Amity University of Information Technology, Amity University, Noida, and visiting professor at Federal State University, USA. He has done MTech in Computer Science, Birla Institute, and was awarded PhD from University of Delhi, India. He is associate editor of International Journal of System Assurance Engineering and Management, Spraker. He is guest editor of many international journals and is member of editorial and advisory board of Amity Journal of Interdisciplinary Research and associate editor of proceedings of the Third International Conference on Reliability, Infocom Technology and Optimization. He has been conferred an award as a significant contribution in the field of software reliability engineering by 6th International Conference in Quality, Reliability, and Infocom Technology and Industrial Management. Continuing with his long list of achievements, Sir has authored a book, Software Reliability Engineering, A Brief Description. He has published and presented more than 150 research papers in various international and national journals and conferences. So, sir, I welcome you on behalf of IIMT College of Management and request you to kindly start the session on ITES-enabled services in education and research. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you for my introduction. So my PPT is visible to all of you. My PPT is visible to all of you. My PPT is visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, then fine. So respected director, sir, respected faculty, dear students, so I'm going to present a lecture on the IT enabled services in education and research. So first of all, we are going to discuss about what is the research, the meaning of the research, why we are going to do some research. Generally, in our day-to-day life or in the society, we are facing many problems, and this problem can be solved and can be resolved by doing some research or by doing some intellectual activities. So that's why some of the researchers has defined the research is an endeavor to discover the answer of intellectual and the practical problems through the application of scientific methods. So whatever the problems in your life or in your day-to-day life, so it can be solved with the help of the scientific method. If there is any scientific method that solve your problem, that solve your day-to-day life problem, then you can tell this systematic study of with the help of the scientific method is called the research. So nowadays, you know that corona pandemic is going on. In the corona pandemic, the new problem to the society has evolved, and this. So how this problem can be solved? Then the researcher, the scientists sit together, and they first of all they find out what is the how can what are the how this coronavirus evolved. So they find out. Then after that, after some so what we have to do, what we have to not do, then they come up with the vaccination program. So they systematically study all the problem through the coronavirus. Then they have come up with the new vaccine, and this is done with their research with the various trials. Maybe you have seen you have 1 years and 1.5 years. So all the with the different countries come with the different vaccination programs. So that's why. So research means we are going to study with your systematic way of your scientific method. Also, research is a systematic study to gain the new knowledge or systemized effort to gain the new knowledge. So whatever the your so if you want to gain some new knowledge about anything, about any field of your life or any things related to your life or day to day. So if you know if you gain something, then you can also define this as a research. Also, you can say that research is a systematic process for collecting and analyzing information data. So nowadays, how you get the information? So you get the information through the data. So you analyze the data first of all, then first of all collect the data, then you analyze the data, process it, and you get some information from there. For that, the some systematic processes is defined. That is in the data analytics. So from there you find some information. So you can say that so this is the research. And why we are doing this? Because you want to increase your understanding, our understanding, whatever the phenomenon is happening around us, around the society. And if and what are the phenomenon that is concerned or interested with our life or with our society. That's why we are doing some research. So here you see that in the earlier people, so they have also the same intelligence, but so at the earlier period, so they want to make the wheel, but at that time there are no uh, there is no nothing for the cutting of the wood or something, so they don't know so how to make the wheel. So they have only stone at that time, so they just think that how can we make the wheel. So just they shape it as a round, as a circular, and they make the first wheel. And after the fire, the wheel is the most the happening thing in the man life. From there, the science and technology and the research is going on. So, and if you seen in the TV ad that two students back, two boys back to their goes to the Asian time, and they tell that the wheel shape should be circular, not the square. You have seen that ad on the TV also. From there, the people is going to apply their presence of mind on the research. Then after that, then the wheel for the wood and then the tire tube is spoke. So there's several things comes into field for the refinement of the wheel system, and nowadays many things has come. So that is the progressive research. And some nowadays, whatever the experiment, based on the experiment, we are going so collect the data, then analyze the data, then you are going to gain some knowledge. So that way nowadays is going for the research. Now research is the process of finding the solutions to a problem after the thorough study and analysis of situational factors. So these situational factors can be anything. Can be with you related to your day-to-day life, can be your society, can be related to your anything. And when it is applied to the businesses, sometimes it is also related to the decisions in the business. So at that time, they need some information. And also, there are various tools are available to the manager, which guide the manager to take decision. So in uh, in day to day, just you if you are investing some money on the uh, some money on the in any of the investment, then they are also predicting that in 10 years you will get this amount of. So there some types of information needed that guide you to take decision whether you have to do some investment or not in share. Also the same things happens with the manager. Manager have nowadays they have also there are various tools available that is based on the data analytics. So they are going to guide them with what will be the decision you have to take for the successful. So information that provide could be the result of the careful analysis of data gathered first hand or the data that are already available in the company. So maybe that data may be already available to your company, or maybe data is available to you. From that you are going to take some decision. Or sometimes you first of all you get data through the various markets. Anything from there you can get the data, and then you process this and find the what are the best solution for your problem. So this is the one of the things that you apply your research in the any problem. So why we are doing the research and the good research? So some of the qualities of the good research is the systematic. It should be systematic, logical, empirical, replicable, creative, and use of multiple methods. So whatever you are going to do some research, so it should be systematic. So in a systematic manner, you are following the some scientific rules to give the result of that research. Also, it should be logical. Some logic should be there. So why you are following these steps? Maybe someone. So when in the so when the some formula for the EMC square Einstein has given. So they first of all the researchers and at that time researchers had said that it will not. But after some times, it says that no, it is okay. So that's why they have put the logic. But at the first conference, this is presented. The paper you have all. Sometimes in WhatsApp you have seen that this paper rejected, but after sometimes this find that this is really a good one. Then after that this is accepted to the society and to the research community. And whatever the research you are going to do, it should be the empirical. Also replicable, creative, and use of multiple methods. So with the multiple methods, if you prove that this is the good and the result will be the same, then whatever you have find out, that will be the better for the society. For same way in the coronavirus vaccination, so 3 phases going on, and they have put the result at the same successful. So they have the data available to them. So that's why with the use of multiple methods, you prove what you have done. Now the scope for the research is again for research for the decision making. So if there is risk and uncertainty is there, so you can put some lights on risk and uncertainty. Also identify alternative course of actions. Else in economy, use of resources. So if you are investing some money in stock exchanges, so there it can be help in project identification, to solve investment problem, solve pricing problem, solve allocation problem, decision making issue in HR, some various operational planning problem in business industry, and some other scientific method also. There is various where you can use this. Also, you can provide the basis for all the government policies in our economy system. So when any government policies is going on for our economy system, then also it goes for some research there. Then based on that, government announced their policies. So the first planning, that is first planning that is in the so it is done by the Mohan Willis, that is from the Indian Statistical Institute. So at that time he has done some research and give the policies, government policies for the first 5-year policies to the government, and government has presented that. So you know about that thing, about the Indian Statistical Institute. Also, it helps social scientists in studying the social relationship and in seeking answer to the various social problem, like in WhatsApp, you are going to connect, and also with the Facebook. So these are come up with some research in the computer science. So students from the San Jose State University, they have first of all they have invented just first of all in the campus for the two students just talk about. So they have first of all they are just experiment. They just talk about communicate themselves. Then they join with the class. Then this WhatsApp group, WhatsApp you are going to use now, they have then purchased by the Facebook, and nowadays we are using this. But at the initial stage, this is a small experiment in the college. Now for the student and research means a careerism or the way to attain the higher position in the social structure. Also, if you are doing a good research, this research means a good career to you. You can get a good job with a good, handsome salary, and also a way to attain a high position in social structure. So some of my PhD students are already in vice president in Nagaro, in vice president in Barclay, Noida, vice president, not manager. So after doing the good research in their field, they have attained this position. For professionalism in research, it may mean a source of livelihood. So sometimes, if you are doing some good research, so this is also give you a good livelihood. Also, it provides for philosophers and thinkers. Research means the outlet of new ideas and insights. So those who are philosopher and the thinker, so they are giving the new ideas and insights, but they are not going to prove this. But based on their thought, whether they are thinking, they give that this will happen. In the ancient time, Galileo has told that Earth is not flat; this is round itself. But they have no at that time. So I think so they have put their just one of the postulate there. Just but at that time, no one believed that the Earth is round. For literacy, man and woman, research means development of new style and creative work. So sometimes man and women, so they with the new style, creative works, they make their fashion designing and something. So with that, this is also a research. But this is another for the new style and creative work for their fashion. For an analyst and intellectual, research means generalization of the new theory. Sometimes, so new theory is also given to the society. So first of all, so when you are going for the research, so first of all you think what are the research problems. So how you define the research problems? The term problem means a question or issue to be examined. Generally in life, so whatever the problem, so that problem means a question or issue that has to be examined. So research problems refers to some difficulty, need, which a researcher experiences in context of either theoretical or practical situation and wants to obtain a solution for the same. So whatever the theoretical and the practical situations you have, so if you face some difficulty on that, or you have some need on that, how can this can be achieved. Then if you want to some solution on that, obtain some answer for that, then this gives you the such problems. For example, your internet speed is very low. So after 2G, 3G evolved, 3G after 4G, after 4G, it is given for the 5G. Maybe 6, 7, next generation, next high speed, next protocol, next thing, everything will come. So this come up with your need, with the society need. Now your mobile is everything. Mobile is your computer nowadays. If you have internet connection, you do all these things, mail, just checking the mail, writing the mail, joining any conferences. Any initial thing you can do with your mobile. So the next question is that how we know that we have the research problem. If you are in a company and the company says that it is a customer has complained, then this is also sometimes some bugs in a computer is going detected. Then this is the things for the research. Again, conversation with the company's employees, observation of inappropriate behavior or conditions in the firm, deviation from the business plan, success of the firm's competitor. Also, relevant reading in the published materials, trends, regulation, company record reports. These are all for the some problems. So we have just 16 slide. We have 80 slide. So I have a lot of. First step in research process is definition of problem. So first of all, you identify the selection of the problem, then formulate the problem. Identification of selection of the problem, research problem. This step involves identification of a few problems and selection of one out of them. So when you are going to identify some problems while doing some research in your academics or in your something, then you select lot, you have various alternatives, but you select one of them. After evaluating the alternative against certain selection criteria, which you are interested and which you are comfortable, then you start with your research. Now, how can we find the problem, that sources of the problem? With the reading of the various literature, reading various journal paper, some experience, academic experience you have. So daily experience, exposure to the field situation, consultations, brainstorming sessions is there. Then you are also going to find something for your research. Also sometimes intuitions is also there, from where you can find some problem. So there are different criteria for the selections. So interpersonal criteria there is also, external criteria of the factors also. So interpersonal criteria, that the researcher's interest, researcher's completeness, researcher's own resources, finance and times. External criteria for the factors, that is the research ability of the problem, importance, urgency, novelty of the problems. Now, here you see that importance and urgency. Nowadays, so various pharmaceutical companies concentrate on coronavirus, how we can make a vaccine, a, a more appropriate vaccine so that no one suffer with the coronavirus. So this is the nowadays the highest importance and urgency in the society. So this comes under the external criteria of factors: novelty of the problem, feasibility, facility, usefulness, social relevance, and the research prospects. So, I have some video is there. So I'm going to share you. So you will enjoy it. Just wait.
Search. Probably a laboratory test.
Are you able to see the PPT? Sorry, video? Are you able to?
Yes, sir, we are able to see the PPT. You can go ahead.
Video.
No, we are not able to see the video.
Just wait.
Researchers in some disciplines, such as virologists, viral infections, physicists, electronic devices, or
Are you able to see?
Yes, now we can see.
Here you see here that they first of all they want whether it is copper or gold. So with your intelligence you can easily find it is copper or gold. But in the research, how they are going to differentiate it. So So here you see that how they are going to, when we are going to do some research, so you should study the more and more literature, more and more research paper. So where it is actually related to your subject, related to your topic. So more and more things already available in there. From there you can get some uh, uh, data from there, or you can get some problem from there also. The exact process method, how can you solve your new problem. So with this, actually, I have a lot of material for this. So yes. So so I'm finishing my lecture with this. Because I'm 22 slides, but uh, I have 80 slides for this topic.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your insights, sir, and the way you have explained the importance of research and the benefits it carries for students, academicians, analysts, intellectuals, and so on and so forth, many other stakeholders. So thank you so much, sir. I could see that there is so much that you wanted to share with us, but due to the
Yes,
limit of time
yes.
that is there, I guess maybe next time, sir, whenever we have the honor to have you again with us, we'll have the opportunity to listen to the complete everything that you have, the so much of experience that you carry in the same field of research, sir. We'd definitely like to hear you out some of the time. Thank you so much for your insights today, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
A big thank you to the participants as well who were here with us today throughout the session. And thank you so much for your patience. A big thank you to the technical team who are managing this whole session. A big thank you to everyone for their patience. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Deepak, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And with this, we'll be closing the session. Thanks a lot, everyone.
At last, any question? Yes, I have not any question to any participant. Yes.